Hello, my name is Hugh and welcome to my channel and to the workshop. Today's project is going to be my interpretation of a challenge set by Will from Will Makes Everything for the YTCCC 2021 Cross-Channel Challenge, which was originally set up by Daniel Dubois from Turnage Dubois. Will set the challenge this month of one word: mimic. So I thought, what on earth am I going to do? So mimic is to copy, do something similar to, that sort of thing. So last month, at the end of April, I watched a video by Alan Stratton from As Wood Turns, and I'll put a link to Alan's channel and that particular video up there. Please go and check it out. Alan is a phenomenal wood turner, vastly experienced, and I've learned a hell of a lot from him. And what he did was a vase with a double, triple, or a triple-double Celtic knot. Now, those of you who followed me for a while know I love my Celtic knot pens. So I thought, right, I'll give it a go. But this vase was quite big, and he set up a sled for his table saw. As you also know, I use my bandsaw for my segmenting pen, so I thought, how on earth am I going to do it? And then one night, last week or so, it suddenly came to me. So I went online and found these diagrams, and the one I'll be using today is this one. The thing I liked is it had crosses there for the centre, so I've marked the centre, drilled the hole through. So I'm going to go to the bandsaw, cut these out as accurately as I possibly can, because what I intend to do is screw that bit to the end of there using that. So it's going to go through that into there. So on this now I'm going to use a centre drill to find the centre of there, because it will fit in the centre. I'm going to put some hot glue around it as well to stop it twisting, and then I'm going to try and make a triple double Celtic knot pen. The kit I'll be using is the Epsilon, one of my favourite kits. This is, as you can see, wild mango, and I'll probably mark it off at about there, so when the screw goes in it's not going to be anywhere near where I'm going to be cutting for the segments. So I'll bring you back once I've got the sled up on the bandsaw, this drilled, and these cut and screwed into the ends. Sorry this is a bit of a ramble, but you know me, I do ramble, so I'll see you in a few minutes. So this is what it looks like. As you saw, I put the centre drill didn't work, so I cut those off, remarked them, and as you saw, I put a 1.5 mil drill bit in there. Then I screwed those in by hand. I have checked, it is level. I normally start with 1 on the top, and then go over to 3, and then 2, and then 4. But on this one, as you can see, I've marked both ends. I'm actually going to put 1 at the bottom, then 3, then 5, and then change the angles from, the first one's going to be 60 degree, then I'm going to change it to 40 degree, and then do 2, 4, and 6. So as I've said in the past, wish me luck. I have no idea if this is going to work. If it does, then I'm going to be one very happy bunny. And with the other shapes I've got, God knows what I can come up with. So let me get the camera moved over and let's see what mayhem I can produce. Okay, I've marked up the length of the tube, found centre, drawn one line at 45 and one line at 30/60. I've set the stop block up, which is another pen blank, there. So here we go, as they say. Okay, so whereas I normally cut strips of veneer at a time, with this I'm going to cut them up one by one, and I'm using what I believe is white oak, because I normally take this to the bandsaw and square off, but I can't because I don't want to take those off every time. So it's going to be, I've measured quite closely to the actual size. No, that's snapped. Let me cut a couple more. Okay, let's try again. Sorry if my hands are getting in the way. I mean, that was a tight fit. And now, thin super glue, CA. These end pieces, by the way, are made from a piece that says HDPE. Not sure if I mentioned that earlier. Yeah. Okay, let that go off for a bit. So we've got number 3 at the bottom, that's tight against there. Here goes. Right, I hope I'm doing this right. Okay, so I knew I'd do these individually. If you notice, that sort of, when it sits at the bottom there, it's at a hell of an angle. So I'm just going to trace around it and cut 2 out. If I can keep it still. So that's the shape of that segment. Sorry, out of camera. So now, cut another one of those. And there we have 2. So I just need to see now which way these fit in. I've forgotten. There you go, so it's that way. This is tight. Okay. As I said earlier, I have no idea if this is going to work. What it's going to look like, it could be an absolute disaster. But if you don't try, you will never know. And what better place to try than on YouTube? Yay! Okay, let that set up for a bit, and then trim it off as much as I can, and then cut number 3. I'll see you back on the bandsaw. Right, sorry if you can't see this, but I've got to see what I'm doing. So that's the shape of that one. These two together. And I do find this with when I make my normal Celtic knots, the further in you get, the easier it gets to insert, because obviously all these cuts, I mean, that's quite close to the end. So right, a bit more super glue, CA. I knew it, I knew it, I knew it. Bear with me a sec. I'm going to put new gloves on. Right, see if we can fix this, because we're already nearly an hour and a half into this. I'm just going to let that set off first. Just for a few seconds. And then, luckily where that's snapped off, it gives me the locating point there. But, I mean, these rings, as you'll hopefully see if I can get this to completion, are going to be so random anyway. Being slightly out doesn't matter, I hope. So I've never done it, so we shall find out together. Oh, come on. I hate doing this. Just a little bit of accelerator. And straight into a clamp. And guess what? I'm going to leave that for a bit. And even though I've just used a little bit of accelerator, I'm going to have a cup of tea. See you in a few minutes. Just before I go for my cup of tea, I'm just going to pour a bit more on here. And let that soak in all the way around until it dries. Wipe the excess. Right, let that dry, and I'm going to have a cup of tea. Okay, so I've moved the fence over now to 60 degrees or 30 degrees, whichever. I've put the blank back up at the starting position so I can reference where my start cut is going to be, so I can put my stop block there. So on to number 2. Oh well, sorry, I forgot to turn the camera on. That's the shape, but it's snapped, it's broken there, so I'm just going to mark up for another 2 and cut those. Sorry, I'm not talking, I'm concentrating again. I don't want to snap this again. One thing I will be doing is clamping now between each one, because this is getting quite weak, I think. Yeah, it moved. So give this a wipe down. Oh, by the way, cup of tea was lovely, just in case you were going to ask. Right, let that set up for a bit. Okay, just checking. Okay, so I cut the first one out. I've used it as a template just to mark this one off. Okay, so I let the glue set off camera then. I've cut the blank to length. I think I'm definitely going to have a wider knot here because there's 3 layers. And I've scuffed the tube ready. So I'm going to drill a pilot hole first, because there's a lot of small bits in there, and then I'm going to go through with the drill bit for the kit. And drilling at 400. Okay, so it's ready to turn, and if it's alright with you, I'm going to shut up, because I'm going to concentrate on motive saying, good, shut up. Hello again. Well, here it is. My entry into May's challenge set by Will from Will Makes Everything, with the topic of mimic. That's my interpretation of a vase I saw Alan Stratton make from As Wood Turns. As I said, beginning, I'll put a link to Alan's channel and video up there and down there. Please go and check it out. Yeah, concept works. Few issues. When I did the 6th cut, it actually ran along the 4th cut, so which is why you get dirty, great big thick lines there. But also, if you remember when I said, oh, that's a bit tight trying to get the veneers in, well, that's the result. There's actually a hole that goes all the way through there. But I thought, well, it works. Then I also thought I can do better than that, so I went back out in the workshop. Now, that's the one that you saw me use on the first one, so I thought, right, what do I need to do to make this work? I thought, well, let's try a bigger one, fill with a hole in the middle so I can center it, and to make it easier for the veneers to go in, I thought, right, put another new blade on the bandsaw. So it's a 14 TPI and a 1/2 inch wide blade, and I found myself some ash and some mahogany veneer, and here it is. That I am over the moon with. It looks reasonably similar to Alan's vase, so yeah, that does work. So that is a mimic of a vase. So Alan, thank you very much for the inspiration to do this, and Will, thanks very much for the challenge. That had me scratching my brain for quite a while. But yeah, I really like it, and I think the walnut and the ash, they always go well together. Now, that's my video for this week. I hope you've liked it. If you've joined the channel for the first time, then thank you very much, and if you've liked what you've seen, hit the subscribe button, which is down there, and click all on the notification bell, and YouTube lets you know when I upload videos, which is normally a Thursday morning. All you oldies, jock about, thank you very much, as always. So, there's not much else for me to say other than thank you very, very much for watching. If you've liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Leave a comment. Either way, I'll read them all and I'll reply to them all. So, as ever, it's just left for me to say, I'll put some pictures up at the end, but please stay safe, take care, and oil!